Turner community, I'd like to thank you for watching and learning about some of the actions we've taken to meet our strategic planning goals during the second quarter. Enjoy.
So TLTs have been very productive this year, and more important than ever, we are analyzing student data very closely to see what gaps we have so that we can make adjustments in our instruction to make sure that we're meeting student needs. Each TLT, we look at the standards that are coming up that need to be taught in the classroom, and we break them apart to make sure that we are providing the best instruction possible and pushing students to a high level of rigor.
At the start of second quarter, all second grade teachers received professional development in the product 95%. We are using that product to help provide systematic and explicit instruction over key missing phonics skills that students are experiencing in the classroom. The teachers have used the students' map data to target the lower 35% of students. After we identified those students, the teachers went back and took running records in their classroom, and then we identified which students were struggling with phonics skills and provided them with the diagnostic assessment that 95% provided us. And then they used that information to decide which of the intervention programs they wanted to use. We purchased two. The first is the phonics tip kit. The second is the phonics level library. And from there, the teachers have been using those to provide intervention on key missing skills. And then they also have been reassessing them using their diagnostic and adjusting instruction as needed in their classrooms.
In second quarter for early literacy, we targeted the underlying skills that we know lead to literacy success in pre-K and beyond. For example, we have purchased dramatic play materials for the preschool classrooms because we know that dramatic play is one of the best ways for kids to become literate. We've also purchased fine motor kits for families to utilize at home, knowing that strong fine motor skills just increases kids' connections to print through drawing and forming those letters. We've also sent home magnetic letter kits so kids can start exploring letters at home and being hands-on, and it just increases their exposure. And finally, we've purchased name puzzles for families because we know that name puzzles is one of our first personal connections and real connections to print and letters.
In quarter two for the new teacher training, the instructional coaches worked on cooperative learning structures. This means that we went on teams because that's how we're meeting right now, and we showed the teachers how they could utilize the breakout rooms as a cooperative learning structure where the kids could go, talk, and then come back and join them. This will not only work with the teachers that are still remote, but it also works with the classroom teachers as they come back, as the students come back full-time.
Our first strategy is to intentionally recruit and hire a diverse workforce. So for the virtual season for spring teacher interview days, we have added 5 new universities that are diverse and like our school community. And the reason we know that is, of course, in the first quarter, we looked at the data. And the 5 that we've added are University of New Mexico, Texas State, Cal State, Arkansas Tech, University of Texas Rio Grande. And hopefully we'll be able to get some really good interviews from those areas, and the education departments feel like those students are ready and willing to be moving out of their state. They have a good percentage of them that come from out of state and really like the Midwest. And our administrators are up to the test, and I'm looking forward to quarter 3 and quarter 4, and I'll be able to give you updates along the way about how they're going and the numbers that we're seeing for the interviews. This is strategy number 2, and that is cultivating a positive learning environment for all of our employees. And one thing that we've really focused on this quarter is making sure that we have a buddy for every classified employee. And our classified employees, when they're hired, they have a 90-day provisional period. And so our new employees that are classified that are hired are going to get a buddy for that first 90 days. And we estimated that that buddy would probably need to spend about 2 to 3 days of time with this person, with the new employee, to go over the checklist that we've created. And that we're going to pay them $50 to do that task. And we've been training the supervisors for classified employees. And we've also, to date, given 15 Pride Awards. And we'd like to celebrate that and want to thank everybody for helping us spread the word. We've had some great nominations and a lot more recognition than we were able to have before.
Despite in-person restrictions this quarter, We have still been able to do a lot of great work connecting with and engaging with our community partners and families. One example of how we have done this is through our early childhood literacy program. Our early literacy coordinator started the Rhyme Time and What's in a Name programs. Both of these programs have had a combined 150 families sign up. These are 150 families with kids who are not yet in our schools, and being able to engage with them now will help ensure that they get some of these skills they need to be ready for pre-K. Several of our district administrators also toured Junior Achievement's new BizTown. Junior Achievement is a great organization that we started to partner with before COVID hit last year, and we look forward to being able to restart that partnership for next school year when we can engage with them in our school buildings. We continue to be active through our different communication channels that we have in the district, and this quarter we added a food services newsletter that will get sent out monthly to every family in the district. We hope that this constant communication will not only keep them informed, but will also provide monthly reminders for them to fill out our free and reduced meal application. We feel like we have many families who would qualify for this but are not currently taking advantage of it, and we would love to get those numbers up so we can give those resources and support to the families who need it. We've also started planning for next school year with many of our different community organizations and partners. We look forward to being able to do in-person events and bring students out into the community and the community into our schools once again.
The positive learning and work environment continues to focus on building a climate and culture where students, staff, and community are challenged, supported, and valued in a safe learning community. The beginning of the year was challenging, but by the second quarter, almost everyone had adjusted to the changes of remote, hybrid learning, and of course the safety protocols. Now we have almost all of our elementary students back, and the world seems to be a little bit more normal. Our first strategy is to build high expectations through a shared belief in the ability of students, staff, and the community to positively influence school outcomes. Elementary principals had an opportunity to review ABID and the Leader in Me programs. Both programs address staff and administrative expectations for students. As a district, we must all believe that each of us make a difference in the educational success of our students. When teachers share that belief, it outranks every other factor in regard to impacting student achievement, including socioeconomic status, prior achievement, home environment, and parental involvement. Our strategy, too, focuses on having a district that is supportive of all students, teachers, and community members. Our administrative team participated in diversity, equity, and inclusion training for a semester. The administrative team felt strongly that we needed to bring more of our school community into this conversation. Each building nominated representatives to serve on the focus group led by Dr. Weber, Mr. Grogan, and Mrs. Wilson. This group will meet monthly to determine the needs and priorities of our district. As a district, we believe that the diversity within our community and schools is truly what makes us stronger. Our third strategy is a school district that recognizes and supports students' social and emotional wellness. Our mental health team completed a data tracking system during quarter 2. This tool is located in Infinite Campus and easily accessible by our mental health team. They will start entering data in the third quarter, and they will meet monthly to review that data. This data will help guide our district in addressing the specific social and emotional needs of our students. Along with this system, the mental health team continues to look for resources for our families that are in need of social and emotional support. Our district has added an additional outside mental health resource, Vibrant Health, which will pilot out of Oak Grove. It has and will continue to be a challenging year as we try to make sure we keep staff and students positive and safe in our buildings. All staff have been provided with KN95 masks to provide additional safety support. On top of that, as I speak today, all elementary staff that wanted to be vaccinated have been vaccinated. It is beginning to look a little brighter and a little safer.
For the second quarter in the operations strand of the strategic plan, we've accomplished quite a lot. In technology, we have began our process of the cybersecurity survey to estimate our needs and options for the future as we move forward. Our bus tracking pilot has gone very well at one of our elementaries, and now we're in the process of installing all of the equipment that we need to do this district-wide on our entire fleet. With the remainder of our facilities, we've continued to work on ways to make the building environment more pleasant. We've installed automatic valves throughout the district and will continue to do that. We've also began the process of roof replacement at some of our buildings to make sure that we have a tight envelope. And of course, the thing that we've all are most proud of is our Turner Middle School replacement project. That building has gone from a hole in the ground with steel beams and members to a dried-in facility where now we're painting, sheetrocking, installing tile, other flooring, and we're excited about that project and its completion for the 21-22 school year.